All right. Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the AIST Young Professionals webinar. My name is Hillary Collins and I am a member chapter administrator here at AIST. And I also have the pleasure of helping run the Young Professionals program. So we hope everyone is doing well and is excited as we are for a valuable training this afternoon. Today, we're exploring relying on you, building confidence, self-trust, and momentum. We're going to take a look at where self-doubt comes in and how to quiet it. You'll walk away with practical, easy-to-use strategies to build confidence through small, consistent steps. We're also going to be rethinking motivation and decision making today so that you can trust your own judgment even when things feel new or uncertain. Most importantly, this session is about helping you feel ready to step into opportunities and take action. Before we get started, I'd like to go through a few classic AIST important housekeeping reminders. First up, we have our antitrust guidelines. So please take a moment to read through the bullet points on your screen. AIST's antitrust guidelines emphasize the law that prohibits agreements between two or more individuals or businesses to regulate prices or quantities of goods and services, to allocate customers or territories, to limit a competitor operations, or otherwise unreasonably restrain business activity. Everyone who participates in any AIST activity must follow these guidelines. Also, we're going to ask you to please take a moment to read the information on the screen here. This is important for everyone attending. At AIST, we are committed to creating a safe, respectful, and inclusive environment. Harassment in any form is not tolerated. This protects all participants and ensures we have productive and professional events. Our goal is a harassment-free experience where everyone can participate fully and safely. Okay, a few more notes for our attendees out there. Your audio has been disabled. If you would like to ask any specific questions to our presenter today, please do so using the question and answer feature in Zoom. Today's presenter will also be utilizing the chat feature for audience feedback and interaction. Please utilize that feature to answer any questions that you might get asked during the session. And of course, this is going to help promote engagement and connection throughout the session. The session is also being recorded and it will be available to AIST members in the coming weeks on our website. Simply log into your account to access the content. Lastly, if you have any technical difficulties during the webinar, please email memberservices@aist.org. I'd like to now introduce our YP Programming Subcommittee Chair, Kelsey Farrow, who will take over the introduction of today's speaker. Kelsey is a YP with a strong passion for innovation in the steel industry. She currently works at Opta Group USA, where she applies her expertise in steelmaking processes, including casting technologies, slag chemistry, and secondary metallurgy. She's a graduate of the Colorado School of Mines and is committed to continuous learning in advancing modern steelmaking processes. She has also gained valuable industry experience through internships with Nucor Yamato, Elwood Quality Steels, and Caterpillar. Kelsey is actively involved in AIST, serving as a YP chair for the Continuous Casting Technology Committee, and as I mentioned, the Programming Subcommittee chair for the YP Membership Committee. At this time, I'll turn it over to Kelsey to introduce today's speaker, Jessica Lake.
Hello. So today's speaker is going to be Jessica Lake. She's an HR generalist with the Gerdau's Monroe Mill, part of Gerdau Special Steel North America, located in Michigan. If you attended the Women in Steel conference this year, you probably recognize her as she served on the AST Women in Steel's Heat and Grit panel. And it was a really, really great panel. So if you have the opportunity, maybe come to the next Women in Steel. She's got nearly 20 years of experience spanning both operations and human resources within the industry. She's continued her father's legacy of 34 years at Gerdau and began her career at Gerdau in 2006 as an hourly employee in the finishing department, mostly as a heat treat and bar straightener operator. After her 14 years in operations doing that role, she transitioned into HR in 2020, became the Gerdau HR coordinator in 2022, and then earned a promotion to HR generalist in 2024. Uh, because of this new position, she graduated summa cum laude in 2024 with a bachelor's degree in human resource management, and has completed Gerdau's Helda Women's Leadership Program just recently this last year. And then she also has recently earned her Society for Human Resource Management certification for senior certified professionals, which is a really, really great opportunity for HR professionals. So congratulations on that, Jessica. Her non-traditional career path from retail to steel, and then back to college a little bit later in her life, has really shaped her belief that success comes from trusting yourself and leading with purpose. So we're so excited to have her share practical insights to help you young professionals build confidence and navigate your own career path, and maybe take a little bit out of Jessica's book and be awesome. So without further ado, we'd love to have you start, Jessica.
Thank you, Kelsey, and thank you everybody for being here today. You didn't know it, but you're celebrating my 19-year anniversary at Gerdau with me. So thanks again for that. I can't think of a better way to mark the occasion. So today I'm going to share a little bit about my story and tie it in with some things that I think could be helpful to you in your journey as young professionals. So let's get into it. So I'm from Michigan, and we like to show people where we live by pointing to our hand. I'm from right here. It's Monroe, Michigan. If you would take a minute and drop in the chat where you're from, that would be awesome. I'd love to know.
Ooh, Nevada, Pittsburgh,
Oh, I was just there.
Nebraska. We got an Ypsilanti, Michigan. Oh, International, Ontario.
Oh, awesome.
Indonesia. Roberta's coming to us from Monterrey, Mexico. Tennessee, Alabama, Arizona. This is a grand group here.
All over the place. Love that.
Wisconsin, Wisconsin.
All
All right.
right. Well, welcome to all of you. Thanks again for letting me know where you are, and we'll get into the presentation itself now. So the first thing that I want to talk about is trusting yourself. I truly believe that that's where growth starts. Um, Starting off, I'd like to tell you a little bit about how I got into the industry. For the longest time, I would tell people that I just didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, which was part of the truth. But what really happened was I was 20 years old and moved in with a boyfriend, and we ended up breaking up, and I ended up back in my parents' house. And I remember vividly sitting on my childhood bedroom floor with the garbage bag of clothes that I brought home with me, thinking that I never wanted to rely on somebody like that again. I wanted to be able to rely on myself and have my own career and move forward in that way for myself. And through that, I ended up asking my father, who worked for Gerdau, to help me get a job at the steel mill. And he was like, absolutely not. I don't want you there. I don't know if you'll make it, so on and so forth. But if you're anything like me, you'll understand that if somebody tells me I can't do something, it's going to make me want to do it more. So he eventually broke down and got me a job at the mill, and I've had the best experience there, for my 14 years in the operations, into an administrative role and into HR. And I believe that all of this has happened because I trusted myself and my experience and my will to just want to do better for myself. So trusting myself has been a consistent theme as I gain momentum in my career. So I really like this visual. It shows, your skills needed, and sort of where you meet in the middle, because you can't possibly have everything that you need right off the bat, right? So you start there in the middle, figure out the rest later. Can you give me a thumbs up if you have considered trusting yourself to be a professional strength?
Go ahead and drop that thumbs up in the chat.
And maybe they haven't thought of it that way.
Yes, a couple people coming in with the thumbs
Okay,
up.
love that. So my initial salary role when I got out of hourly was an administrative assistant position for one of our departments. And part of my interview was the supervisor or my manager, my was going to be my manager, asking me about my skills in Excel. And I was like, yeah, I know Excel. Do you know Excel? And I knew minimum about Excel, but ultimately I knew I was going to be able to learn it because I know I'm resourceful. And again, I trusted myself to be able to learn the skills needed to do the position. And I'd excelled in that, and I can get by enough on Excel nowadays. So the bullet points here are courage and learning. Trusting yourself is like learning a new skill. It's iterative, meaning, if you repeat it, you'll just get better at it. Even the smallest steps matter when it comes to your journey, trusting yourself. Working under pressure. Sure, we've all been there. You're having a really bad day, nothing's going right. But what you may not realize is that confidence and skill grow under pressure in those seemingly tough moments where you're just like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this, right? I don't know how to move forward from this, but you always figure it out. And last, core strength. We all start with our natural abilities and talents that can lay the foundation for you to add layers, refine, and become more resilient. You'll see that resilience is a common theme throughout this presentation. So, next, I'd like to talk about self reliance, building confidence and credibility. When I initially got into HR from the administrative assistant position, within my first 6 months, I had been training with a generalist, and she left within my first 6 months in that position. And at that time, I was doing things like ordering lunches and managing our uniform program. It was very entry level thing. So I wasn't the go to person. I didn't have all the information that people were looking for. She did. So when she left, I was the go to person without really knowing how to be the go to person. But working through that and learning and building my confidence and credibility with people really developed me and my relationships with those people that I still have today and hold very dear to me. So, self reliance as a path to confidence and credibility, being reliable for others can build your own self reliance. Think about a time when somebody asked you a question, you were able to answer it for them, or you were able to help them with it, or help them succeed in something. That helps you become more reliant on yourself when you recognize, like, hey, I can help other people. I also would encourage you to do the scary thing sometimes and raise your hand for things that maybe you're not so familiar with, because that is going to help build your confidence and credibility as well. Because either way it goes, whether you don't do as well as you think you will or you do excel at it, you're going to learn something regardless. So building confidence through initiative. Confidence grows when individuals solve problems and take initiative in their work environments. Again, raising your hand to do the thing that maybe you're not so skilled at and learning from it. Credibility through proactive engagement. Demonstrating responsibility and asking thoughtful questions builds credibility beyond your formal authority. And the cycle of self reliance. Taking action, evaluating your results, learning new skills, and repeating builds lasting confidence. Every time you do something and you think on it afterward and, okay, what could I have done better? What worked? What didn't work? And you learn those new skills. Every time you repeat that cycle, you just get better at what you're doing. And additionally, mentoring can reinforce confidence as well. Like I mentioned, when you teach others, it clarifies understanding and it strengthens your own professional confidence in knowing that, like, you are valuable and you can help other people to learn new skills that they didn't have before they talked to you. Understanding and managing self-doubt. Hi, my name is Jessica, and I'm a perfectionist, and it sets me up for a lot of stress and self-doubt sometimes. I'm sure I'm not the only one on this call that experiences that. When I was working on my bachelor degree, it was very important for me personally to get a 4.0. I was not a very serious student when I got out of high school and didn't know legitimately what I wanted to be. I went from wanting to be a teacher to wanting to be a nurse. And then somebody said, hey, you're really good at writing. And then I wanted to be a journalist. And so I was just all over the place, which, like I said, is part of what brought me to the steel industry. But what was interesting to me about my journey with both my bachelor degree and succeeding with getting my SHRM SCP certification was that I was the only one that was doubting myself somehow. I would talk to my friends and family and say, man, this class might do me in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. And then I would do it. And they'd say, yeah, we knew you were going to do it. You're actually the problem. Nobody ever doubted you but yourself. And it's completely natural. We're all a work in progress all the time. But if you know that, yeah, a little bit of self doubt, I genuinely think is healthy, right? But knowing that you have the power and ability to push through that is going to take you leaps and bounds further in your profession. So, the nature of self doubt is common, like I said, during transitions, especially and new responsibilities. It can reflect fears of the unknown and also perfectionism. Reframing that doubt is very helpful. Viewing doubt as information can help transform uncertainty into growth opportunities rather than obstacles. And again, resilience. It can build resilience. Managing your self doubt strengthens resilience and accelerates skill development in challenging work conditions. And we all know that the steel industry can be very challenging and builds a lot of resilience. I do want to talk about this quote here, or the picture, that you don't know what you don't know. Some could almost take it as a cop out, like, well, I didn't know, whatever. To me, it is a means of giving yourself some grace. I heard this for the first time from a former manager of mine, and it really hit home with me. And it's something that I think a lot. Like, I can't possibly know what I don't know, right? And I need to give myself some grace in knowing that I might not have the information right this second, but I am going to learn and I am going to grow and I will know those things eventually. So, really love that one. It has helped me through some tough times. So, next, I'd like to do a little activity with everybody. And first, I'll talk about it a little bit. I learned this going through Gerdau's HELDA program. It's box breathing. And it is a practice that you can do when you're having a moment, when you're really stressed out or you're upset about something. It can really bring you down a few notches and help you to relax and move forward with a more clear mindset. So, it can help with significant stress and anxiety reduction. This practice activates the parasympathetic nervous system and can counteract your fight or flight stress response. It can also enhance focus and mental clarity. It can increase cerebral oxygenation and reduces cognitive distraction, making it excellent for concentration. It can also help with emotional regulation. Regular practice helps build muscle for emotional control, reducing impulsive reactions to stress. We've all been there when you just feel like you're going to burst, and this can really help with that. And I think my favorite thing about this practice is how accessible it is. It's free, quick, portable. You can do it at your desk, you can do it in your car, anywhere that you're experiencing some stress, you can do it. So I'd like to just run through this with you guys. I think I'll do it twice, maybe just talk you through it the first time. It's pretty simple, but I think that you'll feel the effects of it immediately. So the first time I'll walk us through it, and the second time I'll do it with you. So essentially, you're going to inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold again for 4 seconds. So let's go ahead and run through it once together. So go ahead and inhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then hold that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll do it with you once. So inhale. And it's like you can almost feel that calm come over you, right? So would definitely recommend this. Like I said, it's helped me out several times since I've learned about it. So feel free. So next I'd like to talk about leveraging our personal strengths and team diversity. Maybe you do work on a team, maybe you don't, maybe you do have experience with it already, but working on a team can pose a lot of challenges, but you can also learn a lot from it that can help you, again, grow in your professional career when you learn from others. Your value extends beyond your technical skills. I wanted to take a moment and talk about soft skills. My interpretation of soft skills for the longest time was just being good at peopling, which I have naturally, but I wanted to point out that there are several other soft skills that you may already have and can develop further, or maybe you need to work on it a little bit more. So, communication, of course, self motivation, leadership, responsibility, teamwork, problem solving, decisiveness, the ability to work under pressure and time management, being flexible, and negotiation and conflict resolution, which the last one is something that I am actively always working on. It's not a strong suit for me. But one thing with communication that I'd like to point out is being able to meet people where they are. So being able to meet people where they are, relationship building, it takes all kinds to do this. So in any given day, I could talk to our vice president. I could talk to our janitorial crew. I could talk to someone from the floor or somebody from our management team. And being able to know what those people's needs are and how to communicate with them is an invaluable um, asset to you and to your company to be able to talk to people on their level, right? And for me personally, I have to work harder at technical skills versus my soft skills. I have just naturally always been good with people, but when it comes to things on the more technical side, I have to strive to do better with that. It's not something that is inherently in me. And you might have the exact opposite for me and you're really strong in your technical, but maybe you need a little help with your soft skills. And something that I like to keep in mind is when people come to me and they say, hey, I have a stupid question. And of course, our natural response to that is there are no stupid questions, right? So when people ask me that, I use it as a tool to teamwork with them because I might have the answer right away and be able to say, hey, I don't know how to make steel. I don't know what alloys go in this certain grade and so on and so forth. But it's my job to be able to help you. And I will ask them and say, do you think I'm stupid for not knowing how to make steel? And they say, of course not. Or I don't have the answer to the question and I can say, you know what, I don't know how to answer that right now, but maybe we can both learn something and I will get back to you with the answer. And that lends to your credibility with people. It makes you reliable to them when you follow through. And also, it builds a trusting relationship with you and that person that like you kind of were on the same team and you learned something together. So, the importance of soft skills, interpersonal skills like empathy, communication, and collaboration are crucial alongside your technical expertise for lasting success in your career. Building those strong relationships, meeting people where they are fosters trust and strengthens connections and teamwork. Managing your stress with kindness, this can be very challenging sometimes. I don't think that we are wired to be kind when we're really having a moment of stress, but having that kindness and patience during stressful situations not only stabilizes morale and improves problem solving outcomes, but it also brings calm to the people around you who might also be stressed. Like you could be that source of calm for those around you. Having a growth mindset and encouraging that, valuing curiosity and your willingness to learn can empower professionals facing challenging technical demands. Everyone brings unique and valuable strengths. Just speaking from experience, the HR team at the Monroe Mill went from 5 people down to 3 just within the last year. And the 3 of us have very different but very valuable skill sets that we use to work together, bounce ideas off of each other. And we're really a powerful team because of that. My manager is great with numbers. I am not. My counterpart is great with our union and great with, sitting with things and making big decisions in a calm manner. And I am a little bit better with tactical things and peopling, if you will. So we all come together and we're able to really problem solve and work together to be a really high performing team. It's also really important that you don't fall into unproductive competition within your team. We all want to do better. We all want to rise to the top and excel. But being able to work together versus competing with the people on your team is going to instill strength in yourself and your team and your ability to work together through tough times, through great times. So keep that in mind. It's okay to be competitive, but maybe make it productive. The value of your diverse strengths. Diversity in skills and perspectives strengthen teams and lead to innovative solutions and resilience. There it is again. Learning from differences. Initial weaknesses become growth opportunities by learning from colleagues' unique strengths. And fostering collaboration over comparison. Recognizing those varied strengths can promote teamwork and reduce unproductive competition in the workplace. So next, I'd like to ask you, what is your superpower? What is something that you believe makes you stand out on your team? For me personally, I'm great at carrying things. I'm going to be the person that's carrying all of my groceries in on both of my arms. I don't care if I'm losing circulation. I'm not making a second trip. Professionally, it's just being able to work with people. I believe that it's something that comes to me naturally, and I've just been able to build upon that since I've been in HR. So we'll give everybody a couple minutes. I know this can be a big question. If you want to put your personal and professional in there, whatever you want to do, I'd love to see it.
All right, superpowers are coming in.
Love it.
Persistence and stubbornness. We have the organizer superpower, patience,
Mm-hmm.
problem solving, optimism, uh, superpower, attention to detail, being able to explain complex concepts. Nice. Compassion, managing multiple tasks at once, caring for people, which leads to trust and teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
Ability to organize work in a timely manner and communicate effectively. Daniela has institutional memory superpower.
Love that.
Lauren Miller has the superpower of understanding all perspectives.
Mm.
Curiosity. Melanie has a superpower of seconding compassion. And another one coming in, the superpower of empathy.
Oh, that's a powerful one.
All right, I think I got them all. This is a pretty powerful group we have here.
It is. So I'd like you to remember those things about yourself, right? When you're having a tough day and maybe you're feeling like you're not doing great in your job, and just recognize that people do value those things in you. And not that it always matters what everybody else thinks, but like we all want to be part of a team and know that we're valued and cared for. So if you are having a tough day at someone, just remember your superpower and really lean into that because it is extremely powerful for yourself and the people around you. Next, I'd like to talk about purpose, pathways, and how they open doors. For me, I believe that purpose serves as a catalyst, which creates pathways to open doors. And what I mean by this is doing things for the right reason. When I decided to leave the union, it was very scary for me because I was comfortable, right? I'd been doing the same thing for 14 years. I had the union protection. Everybody on the floor would say, well, if you become salary, you're going to lose your job. Like it's a common misconception. I'm still around. Um, But I did it for the right reason. I did it because I had just gotten married and I wanted to spend more time with my family and not work swing shift anymore. I did it because I felt a pull to do something more with my career. I didn't think I was better than anybody or that I was more capable than anyone, because everybody on the floor is very smart in their own way too. They know how to do things that I will never know how to do. But I leaned into it and did the right thing for the right reason. And I have done that ever since. And doors have just opened up for me. And I truly believe that if you do things for the right reasons, if you do things because they're going to be good for you and your profession and your personal life, that those doors will just open for you. And it'll create a pathway to success for you. So having that authentic motivation, having those decisions that are driven by genuine desire for growth, will create meaningful and lasting professional progress for you. Aligning with your values. What are the things that are important to you and mean a lot to you? Those are the things that help with your long-term goals and fosters natural opportunities and forward momentum. 5 years ago, HR was not on my radar. I didn't know what I was going to be even at that time, but having the natural opportunities that have been presented to me have brought me to where I think is my home now in HR. Internal versus external motivation. Reflect on whether goals that you have come from your internal drive or external pressure strength, and which this will strengthen your self-awareness and your wants and needs moving forward in your career. And additionally, positive career outcomes. Acting from the right motivations will build credibility, confidence, and intentional growth for you. So your path may look different. Mine was all over the place. Having that is a strength, though. You can see in that picture that there's all different kinds of growth. I believe that mine looks like the bottom right. It's a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit twirly. But what I have found from I went to college, decided that wasn't for me at the time, started at the mill, had a 5-year plan to stay there. Here I am 19 years later. And then, got into salary, finished my associate's degree, finished my bachelor's degree, and now I am on a really solid career path. But the one thing that I've taken with me in having this nonlinear journey from hourly to salary is my ability to bridge gaps, and particularly communication gaps with people. For the hourly people, because I worked side by side with them and still have great relationships with them, I'm able to explain to them why things are done. They might just think that something's stupid because they don't understand it. And I might be able to say, hey, I know this isn't ideal, but this is why this is happening. And at least then they can have a general understanding and be able to process it differently. And on the flip side, I'm able to talk to my salary peers about why the hourly people may be thinking the way they are, why they're perceiving something the way that they are. Because I was there, I was one of them. I have a very different view of things now, but it's a very combined view. And because of my experience, I'm able to do those things. And I feel very fortunate to be able to do that. I think it's very important to be able to talk to both sides. So like I said, there's value in your nonlinear journeys if you have that. Unconventional career paths build deep experience that can enhance your adaptability and broadens your perspective. And like I just mentioned, you can broaden other people's perspectives through that as well. The stages that you go through that continue or contribute to your growth, your academic journey, any hands-on experience you have, the exploratory stages that you go through in your profession, all of these times in your life add meaningful insights and build resilience for you. Strength through diverse experience. Combining varied experiences strengthens problem-solving skills and prepares you for leadership roles. And back to, your teamwork, having diverse experience can also strengthen your team because you can give different insights to them as well. And then reflection and adaptability. Reflection on career evolution highlights that growth depends on insight, adaptability, and determination. So now I'd like to know, what did you want to be when you grow up, or what do you still want to be when you grow up? The picture on the left is of me and my dad. North Star Steel was the company that owned the Monroe Mill initially, and he started working for them. And that's him holding me. I always tease him, especially on my tough days, that it's his fault that I'm there because he put that North Star hat on me before I could even walk. But he's very proud of me, and it's wonderful. And then there's my now picture. This headshot was taken at the AIST Women in Steel conference in September. So while I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up, I know now what I want to be as I grow up. So take a minute, tell me what you did want to be, what you do want to be in the chat.
Wow, sorry, I had to come off mute. Okay. Wow, we got some good ones here.
Okay.
An engineer, Rachel Nelson wanted to be an engineer and now she is in project controls.
Wow.
Jesse, should have seen this one coming. Fashion show runway marketer.
Shocker.
Kelsey wanted to be a veterinarian. Oh, I love this answer from Jonathan, an astronaut. Salvador wanted to be a lawyer.
Nice.
Oh, interesting feedback from Melanie. She has a photography degree, but is currently in spare parts sales. That's a unique combination there.
Yeah.
Liz is wanted to be a metallurgist and is now in supply chain. Rachel says she went from being wanting to be an astronaut to now in construction purchasing. I like these non-linear thoughts we have going on here.
Yeah.
Allison wanted to be a politician and is now a project manager. And she says, funny how similar they are. Daniela says she heard about metallurgy when they were 12 and immediately zoned in, and now is a project or a product development metallurgist.
Nice job.
Malavika says professor, but now a research engineer. And we'll take one more from Paige. Paige wanted to be a journalist, but graduated with a mechanical engineering technology degree last April and is now a maintenance manager.
Wow. Awesome. Yeah. I think that that's something about the steel industry that we've probably all, maybe not personally experienced, but have seen happen is you could be one thing and end up somewhere completely different. Like my current manager, he was in operations for years and now he's an HR manager, right? Because that was the opportunity that was presented to him and he is excelling in that and has been able to give us different perspective because of his time in operations. So, again, with the nonlinear journeys and you just never know when the experiences that you had before are going to pop up and be able to help you now. So thanks for sharing, everybody. So next up, we have resilience, opportunity, and forward momentum. Big Winnie the Pooh fan, always been a big Winnie the Pooh fan. I love this quote. Another one that I think about a lot, and it's, I always get to where I'm going by walking away from where I've been. And this quote doesn't necessarily mean like you have to like push things back and, leave things behind, but it's about taking those steps to move forward from where you are and moving away from the things that maybe don't serve you anymore. You can still hold that knowledge and experience with you moving forward, though all of that's going to be beneficial as you move forward. So I think, as we all know, challenges don't wait for experience. Um, Again, I would challenge you to try not to view things not going your way as a failure, because from every experience that you have, whether it be positive, negative, somewhere in between, you're going to learn something that is going to shift your perspective, or maybe you just keep it in your head for next time you run into that situation. For me, I've never done this before. This is my first webinar. My literal first time speaking in front of people was at the panel at the Women in Steel conference. So I, of course, was very nervous coming into this. But I also know that hopefully you guys give some feedback positive, negative, whatever, it's going to help me grow. And maybe I get to do this again. And maybe I'll be able to take that feedback and do something better, or, lean into something that really did work well. So being able to, you take those challenges and you run with them. So early career challenges. New professionals often confront high pressure situations before being fully ready, which accelerates your growth. I'm a new professional, and I'm 42 years old now, and I became a new professional when I was 38. So you never know when that's going to present itself. Normalizing nervousness. Like I said, I was nervous going into this, and I think that that's a completely natural thing. But feeling nervous or uncertain during challenges is completely natural, and it's not a sign of incompetence. Having and experiencing growth through setbacks. Setbacks and challenges build skills, resilience, and perspective, fostering continuous personal growth. Again, when things don't go your way, lean into that, learn from it. You're just going to become more resilient and have a different perspective moving forward. And embracing challenges. Viewing your challenges as growth opportunities empowers you as professionals to learn and succeed over time. I just wanted to plug this book. I read it recently. It's called The Happiness Advantage by Sean Aker. And one of the things that it talks about is the concept of falling up. And you don't hear that very often, right? We're used to hearing falling down. But part of this is using what you perceive as a failure as an opportunity to grow and to learn and to ultimately excel at what you're doing. So I would very highly recommend this if you haven't already read it or haven't heard about it. It's a really good read, and it's really good for a positive shift in how you view challenges in your work and personal life. So this picture is of the Monroe Mill. It's where I grew up, right? And one thing that I like to talk to people about when I interview them, especially entry-level employees, is a lot of them are looking for development opportunities. They want a stable job. They want somewhere that they can start and put some roots down. And a lot of them will ask me about development opportunities. And I always tell them, if you want it, it's there for you, right? I can't stress that enough, like how much we put into developing our people. And I usually will use myself as an example to talk to them about it. But I also would like to challenge you with it. If you want it, it's there for you. Go after that thing that you want. Go after that promotion or that vacation. It could be your personal or professional life. Just keep that in mind. If you want it, you can get it. You are capable of it. I have some takeaways for you guys here. So the first bullet point about self-trust being your engine. Growth starts with the internal decision to trust yourself. And relying on your own capabilities builds the confidence and credibility needed to get buy-in from others around you. Taking the initiative and asking questions is what sets you apart from people. Don't think that the questions you're asking are silly or stupid. I think that I've been through that. I had really a bout of imposter syndrome there for a while, where I thought if I asked certain questions that it might make me feel incapable or look incapable, and somebody might be like, oh man, why'd they let her into HR? But I have found that staying curious and asking questions has only empowered me to do better and to learn more. And it also gives other people the opportunity to teach me things. Your value being more than your technical expertise. Being able to meet people where they are is a career-defining superpower. Technical and or soft skill gaps are filled by your ability to adapt, communicate, and stay curious about those things. Diverse backgrounds and perspectives can make your entire team stronger, not just yourself. And finally, there's momentum in falling up. Self-doubt is completely normal and natural when you don't know what you don't know, but identifying it allows you to move forward. Resilience is built every time you succeed or fail at something. Every challenge will encourage your growth. And if you do things for the right reasons and understand your natural abilities, doors will open for you. And the picture on this slide, again, is another one that I really like. It says, "Today I will remember how much I used to dream of where I am now." And there was a time when I would be out running one of the bar straighteners on midnights at 3 o'clock in the morning, wishing I was in bed or wishing maybe I had done something different, even though had a great career going for myself. And I would think about like what life would look like doing those things. And now I have that. So on my tough days, on the days where I'm like, man, I wish I was out running that straightener right now, I think about where I wanted to be at that time and how I've made it to where I wanted to be. So this brings us to the end of my portion. I just, again, thank you so much for joining me, celebrating my anniversary with me. I included my QR code for LinkedIn here and my email address at work. Please, please, please. I know people say it all the time, oh, reach out if you need anything. I genuinely mean it. If there's anything that I can help you with that you want to talk about, I'm here for you. Please feel free to reach out to me and I would be happy to do that. So thank you again.
All right. If anyone has any questions at this time, feel free to put them into the chat, and I'm gonna head to the Q&A because we did get a few questions there. So,
Awesome.
um, so Jessica, the first question that we got, what advice would you give to someone who wants to step up at work but worries about making mistakes?
That you're going to make mistakes. Mistakes are inevitable. I think that if you just keep that in mind, that when you do make those mistakes, like I said, when you fall, view that as falling up, view that mistake that you made as something to learn from in the future. And who knows, that mistake that you make might be something that you end up being able to help somebody else with because you went through it first. So I would say have the courage to know that you're going to make mistakes, but use that as a tool to help yourself and others moving forward.
Let's see. Another question. As a young professional, what are some ways we can build credibility with more experienced coworkers and operators on the floor?
That is a tough one for sure. So what I would suggest, especially, we have a lot of 40-year guys who seen it all, know it all, done it all, don't want change. And I would say just going and spending time with them. They might resist at first, they might think that you're watching them do their job or that it's not genuine. But I would say like taking those small steps to spend time with them and learn about them and their positions will be really helpful for you to sort of break the ice with those people and that population.
All right, a question coming in through the chat. If you struggle with internal motivation, how might you develop the skill to reach your goals the same as you might if it were externally motivated?
I think so. Internal motivation is an interesting one because, like, I think sometimes I struggle with it now a little bit because there's so much external there. So I think maybe writing down what your internal motivations are, what are the things that are important to you, and being able to achieve those. Um, I think that, yeah, writing them down, reflecting on them. What are the things that are important to you? Like I said earlier, what are your values and the things that you can expand on to open up those pathways and doors for yourself?
All right, another question from the Q&A. What advice would you give someone who feels like their assigned mentor is trying to keep you underneath them not encouraging further education, development, etc.? Thanks for that question.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I actually recently had a not great mentor myself, and I've sort of used that as a learning tool to do things differently when I've been asked to mentor people. But I would say that you always have the power, right? I'm a big fan of the Wizard of Oz. One of the sayings in there is that you've always had the power, my dear, right? So you have the power to do those things yourself. And also don't be afraid to ask questions or maybe find somebody else to mentor you, because if that is something that is going to help you in your professional career, you can't be afraid to ask for what you need. And you can do that in a professional manner, right? You can say, like, hey, I don't, maybe that we're not jiving. Maybe we're not really working out. Is there anybody else that you would suggest? Or maybe you have somebody in mind that you can reach out to. You can definitely get your own mentor. But I would say, taking things into your own hands sometimes is a really powerful tool.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was once a young professional myself, and yeah, you're in control of that destiny, and it is okay to um, find a different mentor if you feel like you're not getting what you need out of the current one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last question we will take today. Um, and it's related to mentorship as well. And what is the best way for YPs to find mentors within our companies or within our industry?
Um, you could word of mouth is a good one. You could ask around. I My mentor was assigned to me because he was in a completely different area of the industry that I was. So that is a route to go. Like maybe if you're a product metallurgist, it doesn't have to be somebody in that path. Maybe it's somebody in HR or a melt shop superintendent, or somebody that can broaden your perspective. So I would say that you should branch out and open up those opportunities for yourself. If you ask around enough, if you ask your HR department, they could probably tell you who might be a good fit for you and who might be willing to mentor you so you can both be successful in that.
All right, very good. And yes, I agree. Start with your HR department or feel free to reach out to us at AIST,
Yeah.
baby, because we would love to help you get you connected with industry mentors, whether that's within your company or outside of it. So. All right. Well, I am going to take over the mic now from Jessica. Thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate your
you.
time. I would like to ask everyone on the call to stick around just for another few minutes so I can go over some AIST exciting events coming up specific for YPs. So, first and foremost, our flagship event registration is open for AIS Tech. It will be in Pittsburgh this year from May 4th to May 6th at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. I'm sure you've already heard of it. But an important note, real quick, back on that previous slide, is that if you're not already signed up, young professional members get 50% off the full conference registration. You heard that right. It's 50% off full conference registration. So, we want to try to limit any barriers that are in the way for young people, young professionals to attend the event. So, lead with that if you need to talk your boss into allowing you to go. 50% off full conference registration. All right, next slide is what we specifically offer at AIS Tech for YPs. We offer two sessions on Sunday, and these are essential skills programs for YPs. They will run concurrently on Sunday, May 3rd from 3 to 4 p.m. And we have two separate sessions available for you, followed by a 15-minute break. And then from 4:15 to 5:15, those same two sessions will repeat. Um, what are these sessions? Well, here we go. First session we are offering is called Program A, or our workplace, I'm sorry, YP Innovation Challenge. And this is our opportunity for you guys as YPs to get together to collaborate, innovate, and pitch some new ideas to senior leaders. So this workshop is designed to be highly interactive and hands-on. If you sign up for this one, you will get put into small groups and given a real-world industry relevant challenge to solve. You'll collaborate with your team to develop a practical solution, and then you get to pick pitch your ideas to none other than members of our AIST board of directors. So it's an opportunity for you to work on some problem solving, challenge yourself a little bit, work alongside other YPs, and then you'll also get some visibility with senior leaders in our industry. So we encourage you, if you're signing up for this, to come ready to think boldly. You're going to get a chance to collaborate with your peers, and to make it even more exciting, we will be awarding prizes to the winning team. So you do not want to miss this session, the Young Professionals Innovation Challenge workshop on Sunday, May 3rd. All right, the next program is Program B. Also very excited about this one. We have a speaker that's coming in. His name is Dallin Cooper, and what he likes to talk about is getting on the bull, navigating the line between grit and burnout. So early in your career, there's these unspoken beliefs that success means saying yes to everything. It means working longer hours. It means pushing harder no matter what. That's what some people think success is. But in this session of Get on the Bull with Alan Cooper, he's going to use this metaphor of bull riding to show that success isn't about holding on at all costs. It's about knowing how to stay balanced, when to adjust, and when to reset. Another fast-paced interactive experience, which is designed specifically for YPs. So, he's going to talk to you about growing, performing, and standing out without burning yourselves out in the process. So you'll walk away with practical tools um, that you will be able to apply immediately. How nice. You don't even have to wait. You can learn from Dallin and then start applying these right away. So the goal, according to Dallin Cooper, is not just to survive the ride, it's to stay on the bull and enjoy the momentum. So I'm going to just repeat again, these sessions are available for you on Sunday, May 3rd. You can attend both of them. We'll have them both operating from 3 to 4, and then you can hit the next session after a 15-minute break from 4:15 to 5:15. So don't be shy, sign up. There is a cost for these. We keep it at the low, low price of, if you want to go to the next slide, $25 for members. $35 for non-members. I don't think we have any of those on here, but invitations to sign up for these programs will be sent out to those that are 35 and under. Actually, I believe they already have been sent out and people are signing up. So 50 spots available per session, first come, first serve. Get them while they're hot. We are expecting these to sell out. So if you are interested and you haven't already signed up, you heard it from me first. Act fast, get signed up for these sessions on Sunday, May 3rd. And then, even more exciting is after the conclusion of these sessions, maybe some of you attended last year, we have a joint reception with the peers in the YP group and participants of the Women in Steel development programs that are going on. So get your education, get your knowledge, get your motivation, and then we head to the reception for some food and drink and general merriment. So keep an eye out for emails coming from us to help remind you to sign up for these sessions. All right, next slide, please. Announcements are almost done, but this is a very important one, especially for our young professionals. It's time for you guys to recognize each other. We are looking for nominations for the Young Professional Rising Star Award. This is the first year we're doing this award. Check out that QR code. Get your phone right now, scan it. What else are you doing with your phone right now? You know, you're not texting. You're looking at this screen, you're taking a picture of this QR code. You're thinking about who you could nominate for the Young Professional Rising Star Award. If you don't have your phone on you because you're responsible and you've been paying attention this whole time, you can go on our website at AIST.org, membership, young professionals. You'll see an opportunity for you to apply, submit applications for the Young Professional Award. What is it? It's the award for nominating exceptional talent in the young professional community, recognizing a YP who inspires you or embodies the energy and vision driving our industry forward. So we're looking for young professional members who lead authentically, champion young professionals, advocate passionately, deliver excellence, and inspire impact. You know the drill with our YPs. You must be 35 or younger, and the deadline to submit nominations is May 31st, 31st of May. We're going to announce the winner. Oh no, we're going to honor the winner at the 2026 AIST Leadership Conference, which is our annual conference. We bring in all the big guns, all of the leaders in AIST, and we will be honoring the first ever young professional rising star at that event. Scan the QR code, you heard it, or check out AIST.org. That is officially all we have for today. When you exit out of this um, webinar, you'll be invited to take a short survey. So we would really appreciate your feedback to help us improve and grow our YP events. Um, so thank you for tuning in today. Thank you to Jessica. Thank you to our YP chairs that joined and helped us out. I think the kids are, what is this? They're doing this today. Jesse, Kelsey, can someone confirm? Is this right? All right, thank you. There, oh, it's this finger. Got it. All right, we look forward to seeing you in Pittsburgh at this year's AIS Tech 2026. Join us on Sunday, May 3rd. Woo! Best week of the year. All right, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you for joining.